Greetings, adventurers. We're playing Castles and Crusades, and we're having an interesting little knot come up. Um, First of all, one of our players felt that his character was not getting a lot of respect at the table. Um, his character was an old man, an illusionist, with a bad leg. Okay. He felt that his character was being treated as if he was senile and foolish. So we're doing a little rework and we're swapping character classes for him, and he's trying to twist things around. He just didn't seem to like illusionist, I don't think, as much as this other concept. So we're doing it. uh, Not a problem. I think that if a player is feeling that his character is not being respected, or he as a player is not getting respected by the other players, that's when the DM needs to kind of have a little one-on-one with him, or player talk to the group and just hash things out. We're supposed to all be having fun here. We're supposed to all be roughly equals in a way. Um, so I think I'm going to have that handled. Uh, as for who's sitting at the table, first week of January is going to be real questioning. Uh, my two of my young players are going to be on the high school robotics team, and it's build season. It's all hands on deck, and so they're gone. They're doing that. Something constructive. And potentially one of my missing players who has been out of town for work-related things can come back in January. I sent an email, hope to get a response. Josh, we would love to have you back. We'll see. It's possible the campaign itself might end. It's definitely going to change quite a bit. Right now, things are boiling up in the game itself. So we have this dwarven army, very steampunk. Okay, self-propelled wagons, semi-auto crossbows, cannons, gunpowder. They're heading off into the desert with the intent on looting the forbidden ruins. The ruins in question, well, hey, it's ruins. There's nothing in there. Nobody's lived there in hundreds of years. But the party went in ahead of the army. The party of orcs has gone in to the Valley of the Ancients, where nobody's supposed to be, and this city just rose up out of the sand in front of them. The city that's been gone for hundreds of years is just poof, everybody's there, and they're like, yeah, sure, we've always been there. What are you talking about? The year? What year is it? Well, it's they give a date like 900 and some odd years ago. These guys are like displaced out of time. What's up with that? Well, they're being ruled by this guy who looks like he's half gold dragon or something. And he rules them with an iron fist. I mean, people are being whipped. People are having hands cut off and cast out into the desert. And he's fine with that. He's making sure the law is obeyed. His law. Okay. So the party takes a quest from him. He's asking for he's very curious about the world around his city. It's almost as if his city's been gone from the continent for hundreds of years. He's very curious. And when they tell him that there's still dragons, he's like, oh, I will give you a whole bunch of gold if you bring me the dragon's eggs. The party's like, yeah, sure. He's like, well, if you cannot do this, I'll understand. But you have the use of while you're getting ready, you have the use of a house to kick out the residents, because Third Amendment doesn't happen here. They head off. They meet some desert nomads. Things are off to a rough start. We will begin the session with them drawing swords, because the party said, "Oh yeah, we totally work for the Dragon King, right?" The nomad's like, "What? That guy?" But between this half dragon dude and the dwarven army and the metallic dragons, that's three very powerful things. And the party has powerful weapons, but they're also low level. So I think what's going to have to happen is somebody's going to have to fight somebody, and then the party walks in on the wounded victor. Or they make an ally. We'll see. This is all very we're playing it as we go. This is just a sandbox. I have a few things planned out, and the party can take it in whatever direction they want. We may end up with a TPK. Just could happen, and at which point, so be it. Roll up new characters. We recently had a character die. It was a goblin rogue. Hey, we're playing as the bad guys here. We're playing as the orc tribe, What happened is they're traveling through the desert. The sand starts to shift. The horse's hooves start sinking a little deeper. And then hands start coming up out of the sand and pulling you under. They're basically not quite skeletons, just desiccated corpses, zombie-like, pulling you down. And the goblin got pulled down under the sand and killed. It happens. It's really a shame that the cleric was off in town at the time. That could have helped. But that's the way it is. And the player, a young person, 12 to 13 years of age, handled it in a very mature manner. He's like, okay, that sucks. Can I have a blank character sheet, please? Great. Gets a blank character sheet, starts rolling dice. Make up a new character. I want to play an illusionist. Those seem like fun. Cool. He handled it better than some 20-somethings sometimes do. So good for him. I'm proud of him. This was also a death in which the DM does not gloat. The DM was not headhunting. The other players did not laugh or, pick on him. And it was not a cheap shot death. It was not one where the DM was gunning for you specifically. It's just, this is the way it happened. Dice rolls were made in front of you. No dice were fudged for you or against you, or it's a fair fight. And in my experience, I have found when the character's death comes from just bad luck, bad die rolls, and you fought, you tried, and you died, then people handle that a lot better than a cheap shot death, because nobody feels good about dying to what they feel is a cheap shot. Anyway, so that's what's going on. We've had people change character classes because they didn't like the class. They thought the character was being not respected well. We've had powerful enemies showing up, and the party's trying to figure out what to do with that. There are a few mysteries afoot. They're trying to figure that out. It's been a good game, and so far I would say Castles and Crusades is a good system to use if you like basically the style of first edition AD&D, but you would prefer ascending AC, and you would prefer to get rid of the non-weapon proficiency stuff and just have everything be basically attribute checks, which has been working out. I mean, I've been kind of on the fence about how the difficulty categories are calculated, but overall, I would say Castles and Crusades have been fun. The players seem to enjoy it. DM Kurt, out.